video, we are going to draw this cute kawaii illustration of adorable cherries in Procreate. During this easy step-by-step tutorial, you'll get familiar with a lot of useful features like Liquify Tool, clipping masks, and alpha lock, and learn the basics of drawing in Procreate. By the end, you'll not only draw an adorable illustration you'll be proud of, but also feel super confident using Procreate. And now, let's spend some time drawing! Let's begin by deciding what kind of canvas we are going to be using. Today we are using a standard canvas that you can find in Procreate. Both our pixel width and pixel height are set at 2048 pixels. Our DPIs are at 300 and our color profile is set as sRGB with this low number. When it's all done, hitting done, getting redirected to our new canvas. And now if you want to follow along and use the same colors that you will see throughout this tutorial, please go under the description and download all the materials mentioned in this tutorial. If you downloaded the colors, let's just go to our layers, let's just go to the background color and let's select this light gray color for our background. When we did it, we will go to our color palettes and select the lines color. When we have all the colors done, let's just go to our brush library and you can select any brush that you prefer to use for this tutorial. But if you want to follow along, you can go to the calligraphy folder and select monoline brush. Also, we can just go and tap on this brush, go inside the brush studio, go under stabilization and play with the amount of streamline and stabilization. Adjust it to your liking, go to the drawing pad, try it out there. If you want to get back to this option later on, you are welcome to go and do that too. So now when we are done, let's just hit done and let's just go and set the size of our brush to something around 13%. When we did it, let's just go to our canvas and just with one line, we will create a shape of the circle. Adjust it, hold it at the end. If you want, you can hold one of your fingers on the screen to snap it to a perfectly round circle. Adjust the size by moving your Apple Pencil from side to side, and when you are satisfied with the size, let's just lift up everything that we are holding right now. When we did it, let's just go and start adjusting our shape. We will go to the Magic Wand tool and we'll go under Liquify. On the bottom, we will use the option push and we will be adjusting the size of the brush. What we are going to be doing? We will be going over the top and we will be creating a little dent here. So we will recreate the shape of the cherry. So adjust it to your liking, go with a bigger dent or with a smaller dent, it's all up to you. If you want to play around and maybe adjust the size of the brush and make your cherry not that rounded, you can just go and do it with a bigger size of the brush and by moving little shapes that you have on the sides more toward the center. So play around with the shape and when you're satisfied, let's just go and tap on our Magic Wand tool twice to get away from this mode. When we are done with our outlines, let's just go to the top with the same size of the brush and we will go underneath this dent and we will create a little element like that. Hold it at the end, go to the editing mode. If you want, you can go to these little nodes and adjust the curvature by moving them. When you're satisfied, just tap on the screen to get away from this mode. When we are done with this task, let's just go and adjust the size of our brush to something bigger, so something around 55 or 60%, and we will be going to the middle part of our cherries and we will just go and put 2 dots like that. You can try it out a few times with different sizes of the brushes, it's all up to you. When you have the result like that, let's just go and set our size of the brush to something around 7% and we'll go right between our eyes, more toward the bottom part of them, and we'll be going and adding a little mouth like that. If you want to experiment, you are welcome to go and do that. If you want to hold your line at the end and go to the editing mode and adjust it from here, again, you are welcome to go and do that too. Now, let's just take a look at our illustration from the distance and decide whether we want to adjust our facial features or not. If we want to do that, we will go to our S ribbon icon. We will use freehand method and we will select only these areas that we want to adjust. When only these areas are selected, we will go to our arrow key, uniform method, and if you want, you can go and turn on snapping, but it's not necessary. If you want to go and adjust the size, go to one of the nodes on the corner and you can just go and drag it to make this shape bigger. If you want to rotate it, go to the green node, make a rotational movement. If you want to move it, just hold your Apple Pencil at some blank space and move it to the place you want your shapes to be. So spend some time here, adjust the shapes to your liking, and when you are done, let's just tap on the first tool that we were using, and it was our S ribbon icon. Now, when we have the result like that, let's just go and add a few details to the eyes. So firstly, we are going back to our color palettes and let's select this white color. With the white color and with the same size of the brush of 7%, or if you want, you can go with a little bit bigger size of 13 or something, we can just go to the top parts of our eyes and we can just go and put little highlights there. If you want to go with the bigger size of the highlight, you are welcome to go and try it out. When you have this first element, let's just go and decrease the size of our brush and we'll go to the opposite side and create another highlight on the bottom. So let's just go on both sides with these little dots, and when we have it, we will just go back to our color palette and let's select this pink color. With the pink color, we'll go near this second little highlight that we've added, and we will add another highlight there too. If you want to experiment and maybe create something different here, you are welcome to go and do that too. So now when we have the result like that, let's just go to our color palette and select the same lines color that we used before, and then let's just go to our little element right here. We will go to our arrow key, and if you want to adjust it in any way, we can just go and do that. So for example, to make it even cuter, we can go to the freeform method and we can just squish it a little bit by moving one of the nodes in the center up or down. So depending on the node, adjust it to your liking, and when you are done, let's just go and find a different placement for this element. So for example, let's just move it a little bit more toward the left, and when we have enough space on our right, let's just go and deselect everything by hitting our arrow key. So now let's just go and make a copy of this element. We will go to our layers, we will go to this layer where we have our lines, we will swipe it from right to left, and we will choose duplicate. When we have the second layer, we are going to our arrow key, and firstly, let's just go to this option flip horizontal. Now when we did it, we will just go and move this shape more toward the right, and we can just go and make this a little bit of the overlapping part here. If you want to rotate it, maybe make it bigger, smaller, anything that you want to do here, you are welcome to go and do. When you found what you are looking for, let's just go and deselect everything by hitting our arrow key. So now when we have the result like that, let's go to our eraser and we will erase all these lines that we don't need. So we are just going to this overlapping parts and erasing these little elements. And also let's just go to this eye that we have on this cherry and we will adjust it too. When we have the result like that, let's go to our S ribbon icon, freehand method, and we will select this eye that we have right here on the right. And we will go to our arrow key and use flip horizontal, so that way we have this little highlight on the same side than we have our highlight on the previous little cherry. So now when we have the result like that, let's deselect everything by hitting our S ribbon icon. Let's just get back to our brush and let's just go to this space that we have right here for our eye, and let's just go with a different shape for it. So for example, let's just go with a little winky eye like that. If you need to adjust it, you can go grab your eraser and adjust it to your liking. So spend some time here and create the eye that you would like to see here. When we have the result that you like, let's just get back to our size of the brush that we used before for our outlines. It was 13%. And firstly, let's just go to our layers and we will merge these two layers together. So let's just go to this layer on the top and we will choose merge down, and then we'll create one more layer on top on which we will go and create little stems. So let's firstly go to our little cherry on the left and we will go and create the first line going up in that way. When we have it, we will step a bit to the right and we will create a parallel or not so parallel line that we can also go and adjust through our editing mode. When we have the result like that, if you want, you can go and maybe move it with your arrow key, rotate it if you want to, just do whatever you need to do here to create a nice illustration. And when you have the result that you like, let's just go and hit our arrow key, and again we can just go to our layers and make a copy on this layer by swiping it from right to left, choosing duplicate, going to our arrow key and using the option flip horizontal. Let's move it, let's work onto these little lines. Let's just go and rotate maybe them. You just need to do whatever you need to do here. When you are done, let's just hit our arrow key to get away from this mode. Now, when you are satisfied with everything here, let's just grab our eraser. We will increase the size of it and we will just go and erase all these overlapping lines that we don't need. We also can go to the previous layer and adjust the lines here too. We don't need this line in the center. So let's just go and create something going in that way. And then we can just go to our layers and merge these two layers together. When we have our stems, if you are satisfied with everything here, we can go to our cherries and we can erase these lines right here. So we will just go and erase these overlapping parts. When you have the result like that, if you want to, we can just go and merge these two layers together. And then we will just get back to our brush and we will go and finish up our little stem. So let's go with a smaller size of the brush or with the same size of the brush, and we will just go to the top and create a little stem going in that way. If you have some extra elements that you need to erase, go and erase them. Make the lines nice and smooth. And also we can just go to the top part and maybe create a little element like that to finish up our shape. So now when we have the result like that, if you want to, you can go and create one more layer, or you can just stay at this layer where we are right now, and we will go to one of the sides from our stem and we will create a little leaf here. We can go with a simple shape by creating two curves like that, or you can experiment and create something different. If you want, you can go to the editing mode and adjust what you have here. When you are satisfied, let's just go and make the size of our brush a little bit smaller, and we will go inside this shape and we will be creating the veins that we have on our leaf. So firstly, go into the middle part, creating a line, and then going to the sides and creating few more lines going in that way. When we have the result like that, let's just go to our layers, make sure that everything is on one layer. If you need to merge something, go and merge it. And then let's just go to our arrow key. We will use uniform method. If you want to make the illustration bigger, go and make it bigger. But mostly what we need to do is to go to snapping if it's not on, and we will be going and turning on snapping right here into the settings. When you are satisfied with the size, let's just hold our Apple Pencil at some blank space and we will be looking for these two orange lines. If you want to rotate your illustration, you are welcome to go and do that. Find these two orange lines if you have to. When you are done, let's just go and deselect everything by hitting our arrow key. So now when we have the result like that, let's just go to our layers. Let's just tap on this layer with our lines and we will choose reference. When we did it, we will create one more layer by tapping on the plus icon. We will hold this layer, we will drag it underneath our layer with the lines, and then we will go to our color palette and select the color with the name body. Let's just drag this color to our cherries, and also we will just go to our color palettes and we will select the color with the name cheeks. Let's just go underneath the eyes, firstly increasing the size of our brush, and we will be going there and adding two little dots on each of our cherries. If you overdid it or if you overlapped some elements, don't use the eraser here. Just go back to your color palette, select the color of the body and add the color to the places where you need to cover some of the elements. So now when we have the result like that, let's again go back to our color palette and select cheek lines color. We will decrease the size of our brush and we will go to these cheeks that we have just created, and we will be going there and adding additional lines like that. You can go with 2 lines or 3 lines or just 1 line. It's all up to you. When we have the result like that, let's just go again to our layers. We will create one more layer on top. We will tap on this layer and we will choose clipping mask. When we did it, we will go to our color palette and select the color with the name shadows. When we have this color selected, we will go to some of the areas and we will be adding our shadows. So firstly, let's just go and increase the size of our brush, and we will go to this cherry that we have behind and we will be adding the color here. You can do it manually, or you can just go and firstly turn off the reference from the layer where we have our lines, and then you can just go create the lines and add the color inside in that way. So now let's just go to one of the sides and create this little shadow. Create it in a nice way, create it in a smooth way, just work onto the outlines. And when you have it on one cherry, let's just go to the opposite side and create another shadow here too. You can hold your lines if you want to, just go there and add these shadows going in that way. If you feel that maybe this color that you are adding right now is too bright, you can go firstly to your layers, go to this N icon on this layer where we have the shadow, go to the opacity slider and adjust the opacity to the level that you would prefer to see here. Also, you can just go and adjust the blending mode to multiply, play with opacity here, so do what you feel is right here. When you are done, we will just go and create one more layer on top. Again, we will tap on it and we will choose clipping mask. We will go to our color palette and select the white color, and with the white color we will go to the opposite sides from our shadows and we will be adding the highlights. So we can just go with big highlights like that. We can just go to the opposite side right here, add a highlight going in that way, add a highlight going in that way. You can go with peculiar shapes, you can go with simple shapes, it's all up to you. When we have the highlights done, let's just get back to our layers. Let's create one more layer. Let's just go to our color palette and select the color with the name leaf. And with this color, we will go to all of these areas that we have for our stem and to our leaves, and we'll be adding the color here too. Now, when we did it, let's just go back to our layers and we will create one more layer above. We again will tap on it. We will choose clipping mask. We will go to our color palette and select the color with the name shadow. Now, let's just go more toward the bottom part of our leaf, and we will be adding the shadow in a similar way to what we have on our little cherries. If you want to go and add extra little shadows on the stems, you are welcome to go and do that too. Now, when we have the result like that, we can go again to the same layer, or you can create a new layer. We will go to our color palettes and select the white color. With the white color, we will go to the opposite side from our shadows, and we will be going there and adding little highlights on the top. You can go again with a big shape like that. You can go with some peculiar shapes. It's all up to you. When we have the result like that, if you want to go a little bit extra, let's just go to our layers, and firstly, we will go to this layer where we have our lines. Let's just tap on it. Let's turn off reference. Let's just tap on it one more time, and let's select alpha lock. When it is selected, we will go to our color palette and select the lines color. With the lines color very accurately, we can go inside this leaf and we can recolor these little shapes that we have right here. So let's just go and do it, and then we can just go and add a few more additional elements. So now when we are done recoloring these elements, let's just go again to our layers. Let's create one more layer above, and we will go to our color palettes and we will select either body color or pin color. And with this color, let's just go outside our shape and let's create a little heart or maybe some other elements that you would like to see here. Create an outline, drag and drop the color inside, work on the shape. If you want to, go a little bit to the opposite side maybe and create another shape here too. So spend some time here and create a few more additional elements, create something that you would like to see here, adjust it again to your liking. If you want to go and maybe create some sparkles or something like that, again, you are welcome to go and do that. And when you are done adding these additional elements, we are done with our illustration. I hope you are proud of your result. Share it on socials and tag me so I can see your beautiful creations. And if you enjoyed this video, you can find more similar kawaii tutorials on my Skillshare or on Patreon at the link in the description. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next tutorial.